Olito, Chimichukma, Yakoki, Shata, Ohoyo, Apihuma, Sia. Greetings to you, I am Nura Sunlight.
Olito, Chimichukma, Yakoki, Shata Hatak, Apehuma, Siya. Greetings to you, I am Victor Burning Fire.
We thank you for joining us.
Ancestor Kai Ya the He, Utsadsata. Meaning first to kill, also known as Old Tassel, of the Taalaji Nation, which is called the politically foreign integrated Cherokee Nation of today. Old Tassel pointed out the allegory of colonial terms, such as sovereignty, nation-state, and globalization, and taught us to see beyond the colonizer's art of eloquence and persuasiveness in language. Our ancestor tells us that it is inappropriate to seek so-called sovereignty within a nation-state because in denying our self-determination, states are really exposing their inherent violence against indigenous clans and tribes. He stated that acts of nation-state building are also acts of indigenous nation destroying, and self-determination is something that we must take for ourselves. He taught us, this is about indigenous peoples reasserting our responsibilities, not rights. Then we can once again say that we are defenders of our homeland. This is because self-determination is asserted, not negotiated. He recommended that we cease trying to define self-determination through state-centered forums, like the United Nations, instead define it on our own terms, and according to our renewed relationship with our indigenous homelands. Our ancestor also stated, indigenous peoples are persistent and resilient. We are nations that existed well before states were created, and our nations will outlast them. Much like what still goes on today, to our indigenous people in the streets, our ancestor was butchered to death. Ancestor, Utsadsata, fought European whites that were spreading daily onto our indigenous lands, to form their nation-states, and he kept his people out of the wars fought between these white colonizers, and their rival colonizers. In the summer of 1788, a party of whites killed an old Taalaji woman and wounded 2 indigenous children, without provocation, and then a command of 150 mounted frontiersmen under a white colonizer named Sevier, organized for the purpose of chastising the indigenous people, and plundered a nearby Taalaji town, killing many, and drove others into the mountains. An indigenous man called Slim Tom attacked the Kirk family colonizers at the place they were squatting, killing all the family members that were there, and left their bodies strewn about the grounds. A colonizer militiaman, and United States Major named James Hubbard, came to Utsadsata's house, and requested that he attend a council at another chief's house and other chiefs. Utsadsata agreed to go and his elder son. While crossing the river to get there, they rose a white flag of truce. Utsadsata didn't know that he was being set up to be slaughtered. The white man Hubbard waited till all the chiefs were there, seated. Then he signaled his men, one being John Kirk Jr., that came forth with a tomahawk in his hand to take revenge for a killing done by another indigenous man. John Kirk, a member of the murdered family, attacked them all. One by one the chiefs were axed to death, Utsadsata, his son, and chiefs, Fool Warrior, Longfellow, Abram, and brother to Hanging Maw. Colonizer Sevier and his militia men rode off, leaving the bodies of our ancestors unburied.
No state can achieve proper culture, civilization, and progress, as long as the indigenous are permitted to remain. No state can achieve proper culture, civilization, and progress, as long as the indigenous are permitted to remain.
Martin Van Buren, 1837.
Question. Why mimic the colonial nation-state fiction, and its state-centric institutions and courts, created by, and ran by, the very same colonizers trying to kill us off?
Yukakiyu. Yukakiyu. Free, not bound. Yukakiyu. Kechi Pula Anchimaka. I love you, Mother Earth.